who's actually going to get the most out of this Lenovo ThinkPad 14-inch OLED gaming laptop? Who should walk away and save their budget for something else? And for the everyday gamer who just wants a reliable machine that can also handle work tasks, does it really justify the price tag? If you're on the fence, those are the questions I'm going to dig into, and the link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the hesitation most buyers feel when they see a ThinkPad marketed as a gaming laptop. Traditionally, ThinkPads are known for business-oriented durability, not for delivering frame rates that make you want to jump out of your chair. The moment you see a 14-inch 2880x1800 OLED display paired with an Intel Core Ultra 7 and Intel Arc graphics, the promise is clear: you're supposed to get stunning visuals and enough horsepower for modern titles. But you also have to wonder whether the compact chassis can keep cool under load, or if the fan will become a constant background buzz that steals the immersion. First off, the display is where this ThinkPad tries to win you over. That 2.8K OLED panel offers deep blacks and vibrant colors that most 1080p screens can only dream of. In practice, it means that a game like Cyberpunk 2077 looks surprisingly faithful to the art direction. Neon lights pop, shadows feel more dramatic, and the overall image feels richer than the typical matte LCD you get on many budget laptops. If you also use the machine for watching movies or editing photos on the side, the OLED gives you a genuine perk that you rarely see in a 14-inch chassis. The downside? OLEDs are notorious for burn-in if you leave static UI elements on for too long, so you'll want to enable the built-in screensaver or use darker desktop wallpapers when you're not gaming. Now, let's talk about the heart of the machine, the Intel Core Ultra 7 258V with 8 cores, coupled with Intel Arc graphics running at 140W. In a real-world gaming session, you'll see the CPU handling background tasks like streaming your gameplay or running Discord, while the Arc GPU delivers respectable 60 frames per second performance at 1080p on titles that aren't heavily ray-traced. Games such as Valorant, Fortnite, and even the newer Elden Ring run smoothly, though you'll need to drop some settings from ultra to high to stay above 60 frames per second when you crank the resolution up. If you're a die-hard AAA enthusiast who wants max settings on every title, a bigger desktop GPU will still beat this laptop, but for most good enough gamers, the performance feels balanced for the size and price. Heat and fan noise are where the ThinkPad's business heritage shows both strengths and weaknesses. The chassis is slim, just under 0.8 inches thick, so there isn't a lot of room for a massive cooling system. Under a sustained gaming load, the fans spin up to around 5,000 revolutions per minute, and you'll definitely notice a whirring sound that's louder than a typical Ultrabook but quieter than many high-performance gaming rigs. In my own testing, after a 30-minute session of a graphically demanding game, a laptop's surface stayed comfortably warm to the touch, but the fan noise could become a mild distraction, especially if you're playing in a quiet room or streaming with a microphone. For people who need a silent environment for recording voiceovers, you might need to invest in an external microphone with good noise cancellation. Battery life is another practical consideration that separates a work-oriented ThinkPad from a pure gaming machine. With a 57Wh battery, this model manages about 4 hours of mixed-usage email, office apps, and occasional game time at low settings before you have to plug it in. If you're planning to game on the go, expect to be tethered to a power outlet after roughly an hour of intense play. The trade-off is that the laptop's overall weight, around 4 pounds, keeps it portable enough to carry to a coffee shop, but you'll have to accept the limited unplugged gaming window. Keyboard feel is where ThinkPads usually shine, and this one sticks the landing. The Backlit keyboard provides a decent amount of travel, with a tactile click that feels satisfying for both typing emails and executing rapid key combos in fast-paced shooters. The addition of a fingerprint reader adds a layer of convenience for Windows 11 Pro users who want quick logins without sacrificing security. The only hiccup is that the keycaps are slightly shallow compared to the larger 15-inch gaming laptops, so if you have particularly large hands you might find the spacing a tad cramped during marathon sessions. Connectivity is fairly future-proof: Wi-Fi 7, Thunderbolt 4, and an IR camera for Windows Hello. In real-world terms, you'll see faster wireless uploads, and the Thunderbolt 4 port lets you dock the laptop to an external monitor or run an external GPU if you ever want to push performance beyond the built-in ARC chip. The 2TB SSD paired with 32GB of LPDDR5 RAM gives you plenty of room for game libraries, large video files, and heavy multitasking. You won't be swapping drives or dealing with slow load times, which is a real